Naples' most underrated pizza. 2 delicious layers. The bottom, a soft, perfectly baked pizza dough. The top, a golden, crispy puff pastry. Today we're making pizza Parigina, literally pizza for the queen. We begin by pouring warm 25 degrees Celsius water into a stand mixer bowl. Add 3 grams of instant yeast and mix until fully dissolved. Then start incorporating the flour in 3 stages. We're using a type 0 flour for bread and pizza, a well-balanced flour ideal for an 8-hour rise. At this point, we add the salt while still using the paddle attachment. Here, it also helps detach the dough from the sides of the bowl. Now switch to the hook attachment and work the dough until it becomes smooth and well structured. Then add the lard. You can substitute olive oil, but traditional Parigina achieves optimal structure and flavor with lard. Continue mixing until fully absorbed and the dough develops a refined, cohesive texture. Transfer it to the work surface to check the gluten mesh. Perform the classic window pane test. Stretch the dough gently into a thin, nearly transparent membrane. If you can see your fingers through it, the gluten network is properly developed. Che bello! At this point, close the dough and perform a couple of folds. If it sticks, lightly grease your hands or the work surface. Shape the dough into a tight ball, closing it like mozzarella and giving it a slight twist. Cover and let it proof until doubled in size. At 22 to 25 degrees Celsius, this takes about 4 hours. To reduce proofing time, use your oven as a proofing box by setting it to around 28 degrees Celsius, or leave the oven off with the light on. Now it's time to prepare the tomato sauce. Sweet tomato puree, salt, and a generous amount of olive oil, olio d'oliva. Once proofed, the dough should appear uniform and well developed. We're using a seasoned 40 by 30 centimeter blue iron pan. One has a flat base, the other features a cross-shaped reinforcement to prevent warping during high-temperature baking. Check the video description for the products we recommend. Lightly grease the pan. Dust the work surface with semolina and begin shaping the dough. If properly leavened, not over or underproofed, the dough will stretch easily, elastic, extensible, with an intact gluten network. Lightly oil your hands. Start by pressing the edges. Then work inward with your fingertips, gradually expanding the dough. Allargando progressivamente. Rotate and repeat, then extend it more freely, almost like a sheet, using lateral movements. The dough should yield without tearing, an indication that the gluten network remains intact and has not degraded through excessive fermentation. Roll it slightly larger than the pan. Once transferred, small wrinkles will form. This is preferable to a tight dough that would require further stretching. In the pan, it will remain stable without snapping back. Spread the tomato sauce evenly across the surface, almost to the edges. A spoon works, but your hand is the most effective tool for the job. Now layer the cooked ham evenly across the entire surface, including the edges. Add the cheese, caciocavallo or provolone, depending on the flavor you prefer. Distribute a first layer in chunks, then a second, finely grated or julienned, to cover the pizza evenly. Finally, add the puff pastry. And yes, you can buy the puff pastry if you don't want to make it. Let's choose a high-quality one. This version is made with quality butter and comes pre-perforated, so no additional preparation is required. Lay it over the filling. Pizza Parigina is sometimes also called kiss pizza, and this is the kiss in kiss pizza. We need to seal the laminated pastry carefully to the underlying dough. First seal with your fingertips, then finish with a fork. Since it's already perforated, there's no need to dock it further. Cover with plastic wrap and let it rise for another 30 to 45 minutes. Al termine di questo breve riposo, saremo pronti per la cottura. Now it's ready to bake. Preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius, fan assisted. Meanwhile, brush the pastry with a mixture of egg yolk and milk. This gives Parigina its characteristic golden finish. Bake on a pizza stone placed at the bottom of the oven, or position the pan in the lower third. Baking time is approximately 25 minutes. Rotate halfway through if possible. Golden, crispy, buttery. The layers are clearly defined: tomato, melted cheese, and ham, all sandwiched between a soft pizza base and a flaky, golden crust. Try this Neapolitan classic at home, and let us know in the comments what you think of Pizza Parigina. Want to learn to master dough like this? Subscribe to our Substack email newsletter, Piatto Bakes, for recipes of the day, pro guides, and tool recommendations directly to your email.